Hi. So, hello, everybody. We have 7 panelists and 26 audience attendees right now. We have the 65 registration today's, and we have 26 or right now 28 people are watching our sessions. Welcome to Culture News webinar tonight. My name is Shige Higashi. I'm editor and the delivery boy of the Culture News. I'm publishing the Culture News for the more than 20 years in Los Angeles to introduce Japanese culture, especially traditional Japanese culture, to general public, mostly in Los Angeles. And today, we welcome a curator from Kagawa Prefectural Museum, Mikuriya-san, Samurai guys. それではちょっとミクリアさん、パワーポイントの一番最初のところを出していただけますでしょうか。はい。はい。出ましたか、ね、はい、出ましたですね。はい。はい。それ、so in last year, Kagawa Prefectural Museum had very special exhibitions which feature armor and sword. And from the October 24th through December 6th. However, the corona pandemic was spreading in Japan, and the traffic within the Kagawa prefectures are not restricted. However, in nationwide, the long distance traveling was prohibited. So by that background, Kagawa Prefectural Museum started social network system to introduce this exhibition to the rest of the Japan. So the exhibition was already over last year. However, this session is the extension of the Kagawa Prefecture Museum's PR activities. Introduce this special exhibition to the general public in the US. And this session was made possible with a collaboration with Culture News, myself, and Yuri Haruchak, sword specialist in Los Angeles. はい。では、ここからミクリアさんにお話をしていただいて始めたいと思います。From now on, the speaker will be Mr. Yoshimichi Mikuriya. He is a curator of Kagawa Prefectural Museums, and he is the curator of this special exhibition. The English title is Samurai Tools and Accompanied Stories. はい、ではミクリアさんよろしくお願いします。
はい、香川県立ミュージアムでは2020年、10月24日から12月6日まで。
ここのところはもういいんですので、次のページからに行ってください。はい。
はい。
はい。
で、そうですね。本日、私はですね、日本の香川県、高松市にあります 香川県立ミュージアムというところで、学芸員を務めています、三栗谷義道と言います。今日はよろしくお願いします。
はい、それでもう一つ次のスライドに行っていただけますか。
はい。
はい、
じゃあもうこれから入っていってよろしいですかね。
この後で私がこの2つのスライドをまとめた通訳をしますので、はい。
わかりました。はい。で、香川県立ミュージアムでは、昨年2020年の10月24日から12月6日の期間で、特別展、語る武具ですね、アーマー&ストーリーズと題した日本の古い武具を取り上げた展覧会を開催しました。
はい。じゃあ次に行っていただけますでしょうか。はい。Now we have almost 40 audience. I will interpret Mikuriya-san's statement. The Kagawa Prefectural Museum had a special exhibition, Samurai Tools and Accompanied Stories from October 24 through December 6 last years. And this exhibition was curated by Mr.Yoshimichi Mikuriya, a curator of the museums. はい、どうぞお願いします。じゃあ次お願いします。
ちょっと、
はい、
兜が重いので、ちょっと脱ぎます。
はい、I will remove my 兜、I mean helmet of the armors.
で日本の武具は、戦う道具として使われるだけではなく、権力や地位を表す品、次の世代に引き継がれる品、地域の歴史を表す品としても位置づけられてきました。武具が今に伝えられる中、使うもの、作るもの、所有する者たちによって生み出されたさまざまな物語に注目したのがこの展覧会でした。
Right. Samurai tools were not only used as a weapon, but also considered as a treasure, symbolizing power and social status. Samurai tools were inherited for generations of owner of family. Samurai tools were preserved by local people as a historical property. We are lucky enough to view these precious items in person. This special exhibition focuses on stories of craftsmen, user, and owner of samurai tools for centuries.
展覧会は、次のような構成になっていました。1番目が武具いろいろ、2が伝わる刀、3作る人々、4祈りと武具、5武具と人の物語、6武士と武具と村という形で紹介をしてきました。本日はこの中から一部についてご紹介するということになります。
はい。In this exhibition, there are this exhibition consists of the 6 sections. So number 1 section is a variation of samurai tools. And the section 2 is sword possessed from hand to hand. The section 3, craftsmen of samurai tools. Section 4, players and samurai tools. Section 5, samurai tools and accompanied story. Section 6, samurai tools and village. And we will skip some of the section in today's webinars because of the time limitations.
それでは早速入っていきます。第1章の武具いろいろ。ここでは展示の導入としてさまざまな武具を紹介しました。代表的な武具としては、 甲冑や刀剣が挙げられます。武具はそれ以外にもいろいろなものがあります。
はい。Section 1, a variation of samurai tools. This section introduces not only well-known fighting gear such as armors and sword, but also functional tools such as horse tools and locator in battlefields. はい。はい。では、お願いします。
はい。で、この章では、甲冑の仕組みを知ってもらうために、甲冑を分解して、展示しました。左の展示は人が着用をしているように組み立てられています。で、これが通常の展示の仕方になるんですが、今回の展示では、右の写真のように、部品ごとに、展示をしました。
はい。Samurai armors are usually displayed in assembled form, such as in left side pictures. However, in this exhibition has a very rare display. Disassembled part are displays on the table to explain each function of each part of armors.
日本の甲冑は、この画面のように、体を守る部位ごとに、部品が分かれています。それぞれの部品ごとに形や機能、が工夫されています。また、身につけると見えなくなる部分にも、美しい細工がなされています。
この甲冑の名前をちょっと紹介していただけますでしょ
うか。甲冑の名前、この全体ですか？
この銀
小種です。
銀小種。はいはい。
はい。この甲冑は、この甲冑を分解したものになりますが、この甲冑の名前は銀小種紺糸おどし二枚銅具足と言います。
はい。じゃあ、スライド進めて、英語のスライドに進めていただきます。次のスライド。はい。This set of armor has a name. The name is 銀小種、コニと、おどしですか？おどし。
紺糸おどしです。紺糸おどし。
紺糸おどしですか？紺の糸ですね。はい。
はい。
紺糸おどし、二枚銅具足。And disassembled parts expose each designs, very meticulous designs, even in the inside or hidden part of tools. So by seeing those parts, the visitors may understand function of each tool visually.
また、さらに、こうした甲冑以外に、の武具も展示をしました。例えば、左の写真、これは馬に乗るための道具です。武具の一つとして考えることができます。これが馬にまたがるための部品、それから足を乗せるための部品などで構成されています。また、右の写真は大名が風において自分の陣地を示すための目印として、使用したものになります。後ろの品は旗ですが、縦は3メートル、横は2メートルという大きなものです。ここに挙げたものはごく一部で、戦うための武具ですね。戦うために使われる道具というのはいろいろな種類 刀剣や甲冑だけではない、ものがあったということを、このセクションでは示しました。
So this section explain about relatively minor tools such as horse tools and locators. On the left side of photo shows stair up and saddle. Stair up in the left and the saddle in right. And in light photos, this is locators. And we have the question, what is locators? Locator means locators in the battlefields. In the battlefields, there is a position. There is a person who hold a really big banner or some distinguished tools indicate this is a position of the head of the tools. So big fan shape tool and the banner were used as a locator in the battlefields. So the banner was 3 meter high and 2 meter wide.
続いては第2章、伝わる刀というセクションに移っていきます。この章では日本刀を中心に展示をしました。日本刀は攻撃の道具としてだけではなく、力や富などさまざまな意味を象徴する品として人から上と受け継がれてきました。
Next section.
はい、ちょっと待ってください。はい、じゃあ、はい。じゃあ、from this section, the Yurie Haruchak will interpret this section. はい、どうぞお願いします。
はい。Next section is sword passed down through generations. In this corner, we mainly exhibited swords. Swords are not just a weapon to fight with. They are status items, like to show the power and wealth. Therefore, many prominent people, they kept the sword through generation to generation.
こちらは太刀、銘、実盛作りと呼ばれる重要文化財に指定された刀剣になります。
はい。
はい。
This sword is tachi. Now, tachi and katana is different. There are many definitions and conditions, the difference between tachi and katana, but that is quite involved subject. So here, just to put it simply, katana and tachi, the difference is the sword made before Muromachi period, which is before 14th century, they are tachi. And sword made after 14th century Muromachi period are katana. And this is tachi, mei, sanemori zukuri. That means the classification of the sword is tachi, and the swordsmith's name is sanemori. This was made around end of Heian period or beginning of Kamakura period.
ちょっとスライドを動かしていただけますか？英語のスライドに。はい、どうぞ。はい、じゃあ、はい。ハルチャクさんお願いします。
はい、はい。That was made around the 12th century. Now, sanemori. This sanemori is from Hoki province. Hoki province is today's Tottori prefecture. There is another sanemori little later time in Kamakura, mid-Kamakura period from Bizen school. But this one, make sure this is from Hoki province. Therefore, this is important cultural property. Now, Japan art object has a classification. Top class is a national treasure. This one is next level, important cultural property.
でこの実盛作りの刀はですね、侍の源流となる、一族である源氏を代表する人物が用いた、と言われています。でその後、戦国時代を代表する武田信玄
じゃあスライドを
の家に伝わり、
日本語の方に戻して、三栗屋さん、日本語の方に戻してお
はい
話ししてください。
はい、いいですか。
はい、
はい、
はい、はい。
じゃあそこまでよろしい
侍の
いや、
源流
ちょっとこの後でまた英語に戻して、春着さん、通訳お願いします。じゃあ、三栗屋さん、もう一度お願いします。はい。
はい。侍の源流であるですね、
はい
一族である、源氏ですね、を代表する人物が用いたと言われています。その後ですね、戦国時代を代表する戦国武将の一人、武田晴信、武田信玄の家に伝わりました。武田氏が滅んだ後、徳川家の一族、徳川将軍家の一族に渡ります。そして高松を支配する高松松平家に伝わりました。江戸時代には幕府の有力者が高松松平家からこの太刀を無理やりに借り受けてなかなか返却しなかったという話も残っています。
はい。
でこの太刀自体は900年前に作られた姿がそのまま残っています。細身の姿で美しい反りが見どころの一つになります。
はい。はい。This sword was, it is said, this sword was once owned by one of the prominent Genji clan. And the Genji clan and the Heishi clan were two big samurai groups starting from 11th to 12th century and the Heian period. Then this sword went to Takeda Shingen. Takeda Shingen is a very well-known warlord or feudal lord. After the fall of Takeda family, well, of course, they went. This sword went to his son. Then after that, this sword changed hand to Tokugawa shogun family, Tokugawa family. Then after that, one of the branch family of Tokugawa family, Takamatsu Matsudaira family. Takamatsu Matsudaira family governed the Takamatsu area, which is today's part of the Kagawa Prefecture. And one time during the Edo period, around 17th or 18th century, one of the high officials of Edo government, Edo Bakufu or Edo government, insisted to borrow this sword from Takamatsu Matsudaira family, and he was very reluctant to return it to the original owner. And Takamatsu Matsudaira family had a very difficult time trying to get this sword back. And the point to look at this sword is very thin body with beautiful curvature. And this sword was made about 900 years ago, but still remains the original appearance.
We have now the over 40 audience. はい、どうぞお願いします。
続いて紹介する日本刀は脇差し桐葉定宗です。南北朝
Next sword. いいですか？
はい。
はい。This sword is Kiriha Sadamune Wakizashi. After 14th century, samurai started to wear wakizashi and katana together. And katana is longer and wakizashi is shorter. Therefore, they were called daisho, large and small. And wakizashi usually approximately 1 foot and 6 inches. That's the average.
ちょっと春着さん、ちょっと先に三栗屋さんにちょっとお話をさせていただきますでしょうか。はい。
はい、よろしいですかね。
はい、どうぞ日本語のスライドに戻してお話ししてください。
でこの日本刀は 天下統一を目指していた織田信長を倒した明智光秀が所持していたと言われています。その後、大名を従えた豊臣秀吉の持ち物になりました。豊臣秀吉の後を継いだ豊臣秀頼、この時に、徳川将軍初代の徳川家康によって大阪の陣で、豊臣秀頼は滅ぼされました。その際、豊臣秀頼が住んでいた居城であった大阪城が焼け、この脇差しも一緒に焼けました。中子、ここに、ついている金はですね、大阪城が焼けた時に、この刀も一緒に焼け、ここについていた金具が溶けてしまったものです。徳川家康は、この焼けたこの刀を見つけ出して、再び刀として再生をさせ、そして、その後高松正平家に入ってくることになります。
はい。
有釈さんお願いします。
はい。どこまで行きました？This sword was once owned by Akechi Mitsuhide. He killed Oda Nobunaga. Oda Nobunaga is the person. He almost united Japan, but he was killed by Akechi Mitsuhide. Then after that, this sword went to Hosoka Tadaoki. Then after that, went to Toyotomi Hideyoshi. And this sword was handed down to his son, Toyotomi Hideyori. At the time, there was a big war between Tokugawa clan and the Toyotomi clan. And at the fall of the Osaka castle, this sword was burned together with Osaka castle. This war was called Summer Campaign. It was Summer Campaign of 1614. Then and then this sword was burned together. And Tokugawa Ieyasu found this sword in the ruins of the fire. And he reconstructed, reforged it. Now, when you see this sword, between the handle part and the blade part, there is a metal piece. There is a metal piece fit in there. That metal piece usually made with gold if the sword is a good one. And this gold melt because of the fire, and melted gold stuck on the handle. So therefore you can see the handle is a yellowish color. Then after Tokugawa Ieyasu found this, he reconstructed, and the sword was given to Takamatsu Matsudaira family.
One of the audience asked a question, why there is a hole at the left side of this sword?
Okay, when sword, of course, you don't carry this way, it's too dangerous. There is a saya, which is a scabbard, and the bottom part has the nigiri, or the handle part. There is a peg goes through the metal piece and the outside the scabbard. Now, metal lasts long time, but the scabbard will be changed every so often. So each time they change the scabbard or the handle part, they make the different the hole at a different area. So therefore, there's a 4. That means at least 4 times the handle was changed. That is a reason.
Thank you very much. はい、では次お願いします。
はい、今度は、第3章になります。作る人々。この章では、武具を制作した人々に注目して、紹介をしました。制作の過程や制作者の人柄などにもですね、武具にまつわる物語を発見することができます。
はい、Section 3、the theme is Craftsmen of Samurai Tools. This section focuses on the steps of the craftsman's work and the characters personalities of the craftsmen. はい、お願いします。
ここに紹介するのは、江戸時代の終わりに日本で作られた空気銃ですね、エアガンになります。作ったのは高松藩で活動をした科学技術者の久米右衛門という人物になります。江戸時代は海外との交流が厳しく制限されていました。しかし、わずかながら外国の情報がもたらされておりまして、その中で日本人は外国の道具を手本に新しいものの制作に取り組んでいました。この空気銃はその一例になります。久米左衛門は日本で最初に空気銃を作った人物では実はありません。彼よりも先に空気銃を作った人物がいます。久米左衛門はその人物への対抗心からこの空気銃を制作しました。久米の空気銃の発射の仕組みは外国製のものとは違う非常に独創的なものです。全体の形は古くから使われてきた火縄銃の形に似せてあるのも特徴の一つになります。
はい。in this sections, we feature air firearms. And Fuho literally means window cannons. And this air firearm was made by Japanese engineers. Engineer's name was Kume Eizaemon. He was a scientist and the engineer of Takamatsu clan in 19th centuries. So audience may heard in the Edo period of Japan, foreign trade was severely restricted. However, it does not mean the total ban of the trade or information exchange. The scientific and industrial information were continuously imported from Western country to Japan, and Japanese craftsmen work hard to recreate Western style of the tools. So Eizaemon, Kume Eizaemon was not the first person who complete this air firearm in Japan. However, he contributed a lot to improvement of making air firearms. Eizaemon borrowed the form of air firearm from the form of musket firearm in 16th centuries. はい、お願いします。
続いて、紹介するのは、香を焚くための道具になります。香というのは良い香りのする小さな木片を燃やす行動のことを言います。この道具を製作したのは、高松藩主に仕えた甲冑師、甲冑を製作する職人の明智宗春という人物です。明智宗春が活躍したのは江戸時代が終わり、明治時代になる頃です。江戸時代が終わるとともに、武士の役割が終わります。そこで、甲冑を作る必要がなくなってくるわけです。そこで、明智宗春は鉄を素材とした作品を制作するようになりました。甲冑師は鉄を扱うことが得意であったからです。例えば、兜の鉢の部分、かぶる部分は鉄の板を曲げ、つないで形を作っています。明智宗春は古い時代の技術を生かして、新しい時代を生き抜いたのです。
はい。The tools on this picture is incense burn. They put incense and make it fires, and it makes a very good smells. This was made by Myochi Muneharu. Myochi Muneharu was an armor smith who served for feudal lord of Takamatsu crown. In making a helmet of armor set, Muneharu had technique of bending and connecting piece of irons. But when the Edo period was over, Lord's commission of making armor was over. Utilizing his ironwork technique, Muneharu started to produce incense burner, which was still used after samurai period. はい、次お願いします。
第4章の祈りと武具は時間の都合で省略をいたします。
はい、Section 4, Player and the Samurai Tools is skipped because of time frame.
続いて第5章、武具と人の物語。こちらでは、武具はですね、人が使うことでその機能を果たすことになります。誰が使ったのか、どのような場面で用いたのか、どのような思いが込められたかからさまざまな物語を読み取ることができます。
はい、Section 5, Samurai Tools and Accompanied Stories. This section introduced stories accompanying with samurai tools. Who possessed these tools, when and where those tools were used, what kind of thought a user had.
この人物は松平左近と言います。高松藩を治めた大名の高松松平家の一族になります。松平左近が活躍したのは江戸時代の終わり頃、19世紀の半ばになります。外国との交流を始めるかどうかというのをきっかけに会は大きく混乱しました。そこからさらに幕府を中心とした政治を続けようとする人々と天皇を中心とした政治を目指す人々の間の大きな対立に発展していったのです。松平さんは天皇重視を考え活動した人物です。その左近が尊敬していた歴史上の人物が楠木正成です。楠木正成が活躍したのは南北朝時代14世紀のことです。楠木正成は天皇を助けることに力を尽くしました。そのため松平左近は楠木正成を自分の活動の目標としたのです。
はい。In these sections, we like to feature Matsudaira Sakons. Matsudaira Sakon was a family member of feudal lord Matsudaira of Takamatsu. Matsudaira Sakon, and at his time in 19th centuries, end of Edo period, most important national debate was whether Japan should open the door to foreign countries and whether Japan should return to a political system led by emperors. The Matsudaira Sakon was a strong believer of emperors' systems, and he chose historical figure in 14th century Kusunoki Masashige as his mentors. Because Kusunoki Masashige was considered the strongest, the most loyalist to the emperors in the history.
松平左近は尊敬する楠木正成が使ったという、言い伝えのある甲冑の銅を譲り受け、自分用の甲冑に作り変えました。甲冑には楠木正成の使った家紋が使われています。
はい。Matsudaira Sakon obtained an armor set, which was presumably used by Kusunoki Masashige in 14th centuries, and Sakon gave his commission of remaking the armor set of his use. And in this set of the armor have a family crest of the Kusunoki Masashige.
松平左近は楠木正成が使ったという銅にその他の部品、 兜や、コテ、などを組み合わせて自分用の甲冑にしました。松平左近は甲冑を身につけることで尊敬する楠木正成と一体になることを望んだと考えられます。
So, this presumable Kusunoki Masashige's armor set was added with a new helmet and other part. And the armor was remade for the use of Matsudaira Sakon. By wearing his mentor's armor, Matsudaira Sakon wished his bodies and spirits to unite with Kusunoki Masashige.
さらに、松平左近は、甲冑の胴を左の写真のように、自分のように作り変えるにあたって元の姿を図に表しています。それが右側の図となります。この図はまるで写真に撮ったかのような精密さで、描かれています。で、左近は楠木正成の着用していた元の姿もとどめようと考えたのです。ここからも松平左近の楠木正成の尊敬の深さを伺うことができます。
So, before remaking Kusunoki Masashige's armor set, Matsudaira Sakon gave a commission of preserving the original design of Kusunoki Masashige's armor. At the photographic precisions, the original design was depicted in the above pictures. Sakon's commission is considered preserving the original design is considered as his respect to Kusunoki Masashige.
続いては、高松藩を救った人物の最後を見届けた刀について、紹介します。左の画像は高松藩の家老小部兵庫という人物を描いています。彼は自分を犠牲にして、高松藩を救ったのです。新しい明治政府が誕生したとき、最後の将軍である徳川慶喜や彼を支える人々との間に内戦が発生します。これを戊辰戦争と言います。戊辰戦争の最初の戦いが鳥羽伏見の戦いです。高松藩は鳥羽伏見の戦いで徳川慶喜に味方し、明治政府の軍と戦いました。その結果、高松藩は天皇に敵対する朝敵とされます。明治政府は高松藩を討伐するということに決定します。この決定を聞いた高松藩は話し合いを重ね、新しい政府に降伏することにしました。明治政府は降伏の証拠に鳥羽伏見の戦いに参加した責任者を処罰し、その首を差し出すことを求めました。責任を取らせる、家老の小部兵庫に責任を取らせることにしました。小部兵庫は切腹し、その首は明治政府に提出されました。そのことによって高松藩は討伐を避けることができたのです。
So, next corner, we will focus on the life of Hyogo. And this section's subtitle was Sword Witnessed Histories. Before new Meiji government was established, Boshin War divided Japan. Takamatsu clan sent troops to first battlefield of Toba Fushimi in 1868 against the new government. But eventually, the Takamatsu clan became enemy of emperor because Takamatsu clan lost the war and become a subject of destroyed by the new government. In order to avoid the disbandment of Takamatsu clan by the new government, Takamatsu clan officially surrendered with sacrificing Obu Hyogo as a commander who sent troops to Battle of Toba-Fushimi. Takamatsu clan orders of Hyogo to kill by himself and his decapitated head to be sent to the new government. The sacrifice of Hyogo saved Takamatsu clan.
この脇差しは切腹したオブヒョウゴの首を切るときに使われました。オブヒョウゴが使っていた脇差しであったとも、でもあったと考えられます。この日本刀はオブヒョウゴの子孫が代々守り伝えて今に伝わっています。高松藩の歴史をオブヒョウゴの払った犠牲とともに後の世に伝えていくためそのために今に伝えられてきたのではないでしょうか。
This sword called wakizashi, a short one, was used to decapitate head of Hyogo. And this wakizashi was really belong to Hyogo. So this wakizashi killed Hyogo. However, this sword was preserved by a descendant of Hyogo for generations. So this sword was a historical evidence that Hyogo saved Takamatsu clan.
6の武士と武具と村は時間の都合で省略いたします。
はい、Section 6, Samurai Tools and Village is skipped.
この特別展、カタログ、アーマー&ストーリーズでは、一つ一つの武具に関わる伝来や逸話に注目しました。古い時代の武具は古美術品としても楽しむことができます。しかし、現在に伝わるまでの人々の思いや苦労を知ることで、美術品以外の価値を見つけ出すこともできます。歴史の中で生きてきた品として武具を捉えたのがこの展覧会でした。
The special exhibition, Samurai Tools and Accompanied Stories, is a showcase of armors, sword, and other tools with story preserved in Kagawa Prefectures. Historical samurai tools are already qualified to be appreciated as purely art items. This special exhibition tried to add more understanding beyond art to historical samurai tool by learning thought and hard works remembered until today.
この展覧会を行った香川県立ミュージアムは、四国地方の香川県高松市にある歴史、古美術、現代美術に関する展示を行う施設です。
Kagawa Prefectural Museums cover both historical museums and modern art. Kagawa Prefectural Museum is located in Takamatsu City in Kagawa Prefectures.
香川県立ミュージアムはかつての高松城、現在は玉門公園として公開されていますが、ここに隣接し、歴史を学び、美術を鑑賞するにふさわしい立地になっています。香川県の歩みを示す歴史資料や、香川県ゆかりの作家を中心とする美術作家の作品など30万点を超える品を保管し、現在公開をしています。主だった歴史資料としては、今日も紹介した高松藩を治めた大名である高松松平家に伝わった大名道具や古美術品、書籍、記録資料があります。5000点を超える量があり、江戸時代の大名の活動や文化を知る貴重な情報を提供してくれます。また美術品の方では、香川県にゆかりのある猪熊源一郎の絵画や国際的な評価を得ているイサム・ノグチの石や金属の作品があります。
Right. Kagawa Prefecture Museums is located next to the historical site of Takamatsu Castle in downtown Takamatsu City. Museum is at the perfect location for learning history and appreciate art. Kagawa Prefecture Museums has a collection of over 300,000 items to cover history of Kagawa Prefecture, Kagawa-born authors, and Kagawa-based artists. A major collection of Kagawa Prefecture include Treasure of Feudal Lord Matsudaira of Takamatsu, books, and historical document. Over 5,000 items of history-related collections are sourced to reveal activity and culture of feudal lord in Edo period. Contemporary art collection include painting of Kagawa-born artist Inokuma Genichiro and sculptor of internationally renowned Isamu Noguchi.
香川県に、ぜひ、お越しいただきたいんですが、香川県のアクセスは、ロサンゼルスから東京に飛行機で来る。で、東京から、新幹線を乗り継いで高松に、行くことができます。あるいは、東京から飛行機で、高松に来ることもできます。それから、ロサンゼルスから、関西国際空港に、到着し、そこから大阪、岡山を経て瀬戸大橋を渡って高松に来ることもできます。ぜひ香川県に遊びに来てもらったらと思います。
はい、Takamatsu is connected to Tokyo by airplane and Shinkansen bullet train, super express train. Takamatsu is close to the Kansai area, Osaka and the Kobe areas. And between the main island and the Shikoku Island, there is a really big, giant bridge with the name of Seto Bridge, Great Seto Bridge. And crossing this bridge, the transportation from Osaka, Kobe to Takamatsu is very convenient and very easy. And also, when you plan to visit Takamatsu, there is international airport in Osaka area. This airport is Kansai International Airport. This airport is much closer to Takamatsu than Tokyo Airport. はい、これで、そう、はい、終わりでしょうか。はい、this is end.
はい、私のプレゼンテーションは終わります。どうもありがとうございました。
はい、we received several questions from the audience. The one question is, are these armor made for the ceremonial event? They don't seem to be made with metal for protections. 今日見せていただいた鎧というのは儀式に使われたものなんでしょうか。実際に戦闘で使うにしては十分な防御を使うにはもっとその金属的なものが必要ではないかと思うのですが、どうでしょうかという質問です。
はい、この甲冑はですね、実際に、使うことを一応想定はしていると思います。ただ、戦い方自体が西洋は異なるので、確かに素材としては金属を多用するのではなく、今聞こえましたかね。
ちょっと途切れましたけども、these armor was made for the use of the fighting, use of war. however, the fighting method or fighting way is very much different from the Western countries. In Western countries, the armor is made of a lot of the metal. However, in Japan, the fighting way is different from the Western world. So even without many metal parts, this armor works well to protect the bodies. はい、それからですね、印伝が使われているものはありますか。印伝っていうのはちょっと待ってください。なんて訳したらいいのかな。Just a moment. I will find the collected word for the 印伝。印伝。ちょっと印伝が今、I cannot find the right word. じゃあちょっとここはスキップしましょう。はい。How did they place, why does the Japanese, oh, okay, just a moment. How did they place those katana, hakama shoulders in feudal time to make them look so beautiful? そのどうしてこんな風に美しく見えるんでしょうかということですね。
甲冑ですかね。
まあ甲冑だと思いますね。袴ショルダーって書いてあるんですけども、甲冑のことだと思います。
はい、一つは美しく飾ることで自分の力をアピールするというような意味があったと思います。
So with the designs, using the designs of beauties, give an impression of the power of the feudal lord. So the design itself give the powers. はい、それから次の質問なんですけども、Is your touch still battle worthy? Will it still hold edge and can it be used, or it is it for to retain brittle because of the edge? これはハルチャクさんちょっと説明して答えていただけますでしょうか。
ちょっと今聞こえて聞きにくかった。
そうですか。はい。質問がですね。はい。The question is your touch still battle worthy?
Is your touch still battle working?
No, worthy.
Worthy?
No, worthy ですね。WORTHY。実際に戦うことができますかという質問だったんです。もちろん、
of course, well, if you want to use it, this is a wonderful weapon. But because very valuable and very expensive, nobody dare to use it. And there is a different kind of sword, very expensive, use wealth and show the power. That's one thing. And there is something you keep it somewhere. You don't use it. And the real, in older days, when you fight, all those samurai, those people working, I mean, the real low-level samurais, they have a different kind of sword. They are called wakimono or everyday use. So they use everyday use sword. The good one, they don't use it. And this may be too much to say, but it is too valuable to use it on the people. So they keep it, hide it. It's a treasure. Then they use the everyday type of sword. If you want to use it, it is, well, yeah, it is really, really well, cut very well.
Okay, thank you very much. We still have a few other answer to a few questions to answer, but we like to answer those questions later. So then please release the share screen, and we like to have the panelists in these times. And now we have 36 audience. はい。じゃあ、ミクリアさん、シェアスクリーンを、はい、はい。はい。Now we have the panelists from Takamatsu and also San Francisco and Los Angeles. And we have Mr. Takashi Furukawa. He is the director of Kagawa Urushi Lacquerware Institute. He was working in the prefectural government in the cultural and sightseeing promotions field for long times. And now he is head at the Lacquerware Institute in Takamatsu. And so Furukawa-san, would you explain a little bit about your work and also the story related to the samurai tools?
Thank you very much for inviting me to this program. My name is Takashi Furukawa. I work for the Urushi Lacquerware Institute. And I'd like to speak about the relationship between samurai tools and Urushi. There is a close affinity between samurai tools and Urushi lacquering. Kabuto helmet, yoroi body armor, and scabbard of katana are usually lacquered by Urushi. It is because Urushi, once solidified, is light and very hard. Also, Urushi coating is unaffected by chemicals like strong acid. But what is more, I think, its beautiful black color fascinated and was beloved by many samurais. Here in Kagawa, a lot of such samurai tools were made, and some of them deserve to be called fine art. Let me show you a picture. Can you see it?
Not yet.
No.
Yes, just a moment. Yes, I set up you can share the screens. Would you try? Oh, yes, we got,
Oh,
yes.
how about
yes.
this? Okay.
Yes, we got, yeah, your
Okay.
picture. Very beautiful, yes.
Yeah. These were made by Takashi Zokoku in the late Edo period, but although domain load. Very beautiful and close up, very fine, you can see. This is saddle and a pair of stirrups. And also, using the unique skills of Urushi lacquering, Zokoku created many other masterpieces like this. And I want to introduce our facility, the Lacquerware Institute. Aiming at the preservation and propagation of this traditional lacquer artistry, Kagawa Urushi Lacquerware Institute was established in 1954. Now we have 20 young students here. During their 3-year study, they received substantial training in the art of lacquerwork. When you come to Japan after this pandemic, please visit our institution. You will be very welcomed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes. 2 years ago, I actually visited this institute, and I was very impressed by their facilities and also the people who worked very hard. And so shall we have some comment from the Mr. Ronald? Would you, we like to share your thought. Can you turn on your microphone? Yes, yes.
Thank you for the opportunity
yeah.
to make a comment. I was impressed by the connection between the beauty of the samurai weapons and the power of the samurai soldier or the lord. I think that the image and the impact of the beauty of the weapons is very impressive. And I really enjoyed learning about the connection between those two. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now we like to share the story by the Murachi-san. Shuichiro Murachi is an English language teacher at Otemae Takamatsu Junior and Senior High School in Takamatsu cities. So can you explain about the Takamatsu cities and what is good things in the Takamatsu cities?
Okay, so anyway, thank you for inviting me such a nice event. I am very impressed to hear a lot of stories I've never heard before. Even we Japanese do not know a lot about today's what Mikuriya-san and Yuria-san was talking about. So yeah, I was really impressed. Thank you. And then I live in Takamatsu City, and I work for private junior and senior high school and teach English. And yeah, my school is located next to Ritzling Garden, where which is the shogun's grandchild named Matsudaira Yorishige's garden. And it was very beautiful, and you can enjoy tea ceremonies and beautiful sceneries and so on. So there is a mountain behind our school, and you can climb the mountain and get to the Ritzling Garden, but Ritzling Garden, yeah, it's nice. And then there is the longest downtown arcade near Ritzling Garden, and you can enjoy shopping. And it's located near Takamatsu port, so you can enjoy. You can also enjoy island hoppings. Yeah, that's nice. And I'll introduce this tool. Do you know what it is? It's udon power pole. Okay, you can make your enemy delicious udon with this tool. Yeah, so it's nice. You can get this samurai item here in Takamatsu City. So please come to Takamatsu and enjoy your trip.
Yes, yes, and Takamatsu and also Kagawa Prefecture is known of the udon noodle place.
Yeah.
And the nickname of the Takamatsu Prefecture is Udon Prefectures.
Yes, exactly.
This is official nickname of the Takamatsu Prefectures. And there are so many udon restaurants in the city of Takamatsu. And every time I visit Takamatsu, I was treated with udon lunch and dinners every days.
I have a question about the stick.
Yes.
Is that stick made of udon, or is it something that you beat your enemies with it to turn them into udon? Which one is it?
Sorry, yeah, it's made of wood.
Wood.
Yeah, well, you can beat your enemy like this. Yeah, make
So
your
you-
enemy udon.
You turn them into udon. Okay.
So this is an actual tool to make the udon.
Yes, actual tool.
Actual tool.
Yeah, and there are more udon restaurants than convenience stores in Kagawa Prefecture.
Wow.
That's why it's called Udon Prefecture.
So there's as many more reasons to go to Kagawa.
Yes.
Yes.
Eat udon. Eat udon.
To eat
Yeah,
udon.
you can eat udon, or you can enjoy arts, modern arts. Very famous art festivals called Setouchi International Art Festivals. Every 3 years.
3 years, yes.
Every 3 years. So it will be held in 2 years. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I remember that the name of the arcade was Lion
Street.
Lion Street. Yes.
Yeah. You can drink.
Arcade is called Lion Street. Yes. Very easy to remember.
Yes.
So then, Fred-san, would you say something?
Yeah, I love the presentation. As Mr. Murachi-san said, that there's so many things that I didn't know. It's just wonderful to learn about them. And I kept thinking of so many things, like when Mr. Furukawa-san was talking about the Urushi and how much of it was used to make the armor. I wondered how the people making the armor, how they avoided getting rashes, because I know you can get very bad rashes from Urushi, from lacquer, from the plant.
その漆を使うときにかぶれが起こりますけども、職人の人たちはどうやってそのかぶれることを防いでるんでしょうかという質問ですね。
When you make the urushi pottery, you touch the raw urushi. It's very dangerous. But once fixed, once solidified, there's no such effect. So it's very safe. So only the urushi craftsman need to bear the hardness of the urushi. But common people, when you use them, they don't care about it. Is that okay?
Yeah, so maybe the people who made the original armor, when they formed the urushi, they had to wear special gloves or something like that, right?
Usually bare hands.
Bare hands, wow.
Bare hand, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, used to.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. But I've been to Ritsurin Park a couple times. It's a lovely island, a lovely park. And I hope the pandemic goes away so we can come visit you.
My background picture is of Ritsurin Garden 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
I see people celebrating. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yes, yeah. Ritsurin Garden is a really beautiful garden. じゃあちょっと三栗屋さんにちょっと最後にお聞きしたいというか、私の印象ではこのカタルブグという展示会っていうのは、通常刀の展示会というのではあまりそれにまつわるストーリーというのはなんて言いますか、用意されなくて、刀そのものを見るとか鎧そのものを見るということが多いと思うんですけども、この三栗屋さんの 今回の企画というのは日本の展示の中でも結構画期的な展示だったでしょうか。
そうですね。物語というような言い方で、刀や、甲冑にまつわるお話を今回の展覧会で紹介したんですが、それをメインにするということは、ちょっと少ないかもしれません。紹介されないわけではないんですが、それをメインに持ってくるというところが、今回の展示の大きな工夫の一つでもあり、新しい試みだったと思います。
はい、ありがとうございます。So my question to Mikuriya-san was, I have the impressions. His exhibition is distinguished from the other sword and armor exhibition, which focus on the armor and the sword itself. However, in his exhibitions, he explained the background or related or background and the character of the peoples related to this tools. And his answer was, yes, my exhibition is unique because I emphasize the stories than the armor and the sword itself. Maybe this is a very unique exhibition compared with the previous armor and the sword exhibitions.
I agree that connecting the names, the famous names of Japanese history with the tools that they actually used and the weapons that they used is a very interesting connection. I enjoyed that.
Okay, and I have that few questions which we should to answer or try to answer. This is very serious and good questions. Why does Japanese ask American and others to return samurai sword to Japan? So I like to explain a little bit about the historical fact. After Japan lost the war against US and the allied countries, and Japan was occupied by mainly the US armies. And during the occupations, more than 3 million swords were brought to US. So we don't see the sword anymore in Japan. However, we see a lot of Japanese sword in US. So the question is why Japanese people are so shy or keep silent? Why Japanese people didn't demand American people to return those swords? Well, this is a very interesting question, and also there is some US-Japan issues and very serious. But in this session, there is nothing political in this session. So, but this is very good and very serious questions. So I'd like to hear your comment. And
Hey, I want to add to that.
yes.
So there's a many large amount of sword in Japan. Quite many of them are valuable sword. And when MacArthur told all the Japanese to give up the sword, and they were collected at the place called Akabane in Tokyo. Therefore, all the sword collected at that time was called Akabane sword. And many of them were carried by American soldiers, and some of them, quite many of them, went to Europe also. But when MacArthur told the Japanese to give up all the sword, many of the Japanese, the good one was hidden, so they did not give up. And we still have quite many good swords. And around 1960s, late 60s and early 1970s, many Japanese art dealer, sword dealer, went to Europe or US and started buying back, quite many of them. And they went to different cities and towns, and they used a local newspaper, and they put the ad, we buy Japanese sword, such a date, please bring it to a hotel such and such a place. And many swords were bought and returned to Japan. And many sword dealers did that. Because they did that, all of a sudden, US people realized how valuable the Japanese swords are. Now, some swords are very, very valuable. Some are nothing. It's like a expensive painting and the children's drawing. That's how, difference in the price. And I get so many questions. This must be valuable. No, it is not. But people don't believe it because in their head, it must be valuable. To determine which is valuable, which is not valuable, which is mediocre, which is so much amount, well, that's what I do. But I don't do that as my business. And I write a book about it. But why Japanese government don't ask? Well, they took it, so therefore we are buying back, and a good one is already bought. There is a few still good one somewhere in Europe or United States, but majority went back to Japan around 60s and 70s. And now Japanese sword dealer don't do that because they already bought a good one back. So not too many. We have lots of it here in United States, but not that many like before.
Isn't it also harder to own a sword in Japan today than it would have been, say, 100 years ago? Because in many places, I think you have to register the sword, don't you?
Oh, yes, you have to register. According to the classification of the sword, certain level you have to register. Top one, national treasure, there has to be, they don't want, ordinary people cannot own that, government. Japanese government the property. But still some people own the national treasure without saying anybody. It's always there is art objects are like that. Then second level, important cultural property, this has to be registered. But under that, you don't have to register. But in order to take it outside of the country or bring in, at the airport, you have to register.
Yeah, probably the police don't want too many swords on the street.
Now, sword, the kind you see on the, well, we don't see the sword on the street, but occasionally Yakuza, use the sword. They are not the same kind of sword that the Japanese look at the sword. Sword study is only the top class. National treasure, the Juyo token, that level. Underneath, there's lots of them, they are not that valuable. Now, when I say they are not that valuable, how much is not valuable? That depends on how much money you have. And for anybody, 1,000 is a lot of money, 1,000 is not that much money. So it's all, each people has a different value to the dollar amount. So the same way, anything certain level, we say over 100,000, it's a good one, but the real good one is over 500,000. Anything under 100,000, so well, mediocre. That's a classification.
はい、大変面白い話ありがとうございました。ハルチャックさんの話は、1960年代、70年代に、日本の、刀のディーラーが、アメリカやヨーロッパに非常に日本のいい、刀があるということに気がついて、すでに重要なものはもう買い戻していると。しかし、日本のディーラーが刀を買っているという噂がアメリカ人の間に広がったために、アメリカ人がたまたま持っている刀はこれはとても価値があるものに違いないと、ハルチャックさんによく聞いてくるそうです。 ところが、春着さんが見ると、ほとんどのものは、ガラクタのもので、そんな価値のあるものではなかったということで、まあ、このウェビナーに参加していらっしゃる方の質問で、まあたくさんの刀が外国に流出しているのに対して、日本人はなぜ黙っているのかという質問でしたけども、それに対する、まあ、ハルチャクさんの答えは、いいものはすでに日本人は静かに買い戻しているということで、これは一つの答えにしたいと思います。はい。Yuri Haruchak gave us a very good explanation. A very valuable sword was already brought back to Japan. And when we are talking about Japanese art, the exchange of the Japanese art are always on a commercial basis, not like steal or abductions. So from the beginning of the Meiji period, the American people came to Japan and they discovered so valuable Japanese art and sculptures are abundant because the Japanese people abandoned that very valuable art and Buddhism art. Because of the changing value of the societies. So then the American dealer or American Japanese art enthusiasts realized how values there are, and that they bought relatively cheap price and brought back to US. And that Boston Museums has now a very good collection of the Japanese art. However, the beginning of the Boston Museums was a kind of the venture business. When the Boston Museum decided to have the Japanese collections more than 100 years ago, there was no other museums or place to try to collect Japanese art. So they are very venture museums in the world, but they become very successful. Maybe I talk too much and 村地さんどうぞ何かちょっとはい、じゃあ古川さんどうでしょうか。最後に何か。
It was very interesting conversation between the people, and the Japanese culture is very maybe difficult to the foreign people because the value of the Japanese is very complicated. But once you feel or once you touch the things like Urushi Lacquerware, you can feel the beauty of Japanese directly to your skin. So please come to our institute and touch the lacquerware by your own hand. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes. So Furukawa-san's place, Lacquerware Institute, is really big studios, very systematic studios to learn how to make the lacquerwares at the very professional levels. And when I visit this institution 2 years ago, I saw that one trainee from the Taiwan foreigners already came to this institute. So the city of Takamatsu is a very nice place, and the city of the cultures, and the city of the gardens, and the city of the histories. So when also yes, city of udon and the prefecture of udon, and the udon is very people's food. It's like hamburgers in the U.S. So by introducing the special exhibition of the samurai tools and accompany the stories, I also like to introduce city of Takamatsu and the prefecture of Kagawa for your destinations. So once this pandemic will be over, please visit this place. There are a lot of things to do and to see and to enjoy. And I like to continue to introduce good things of the Takamatsu for the next time too. And thank you very much for joining this webinars and for the audience and also the panelists. I really appreciate your contributions. So is there any comment? So Fred, do you like to say something?
Oh, it was really wonderful. And it ranged, I mean, the subject matter ranged from swords to history to lacquerware and to udon noodles. I think that's a great, great cycle. I enjoyed
think that having the experts to make presentations to us was really insightful. Thank you.
And it also saved us a lot of money. We didn't have to buy plane tickets to fly all the way to see the exhibit, although I would have loved to have gone. But thank you very much, Mikuriya-san, for sharing the information on the exhibit. It's wonderful.
Hi. So thank you very much. So we like to wrap up these sections and see you next time. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
どうも。
どうも、どうも。はい、じゃあ、
ありがとうございました。
はい、面白かったですね。
Thank you.
はい、はい。古川さんどうもありがとうございました。とてもいいプレゼンテーションでした。はい、はい。
村木先生、ぜひうちにも遊びに来てください。
ぜひぜひ、はい、行きます、また。行かせていただきます。ありがとうございました。
さんもぜひ日本にお越しの説は、うちにもお立ち寄りください、はつきさん。
はい。はい、もう。
どうもありがとうございました。
はい、はい。
ありがとうございました。楽しかったです。ありがとうございました。失礼します。
はい、ありがとうございました。うん